Your the Bay Area Real Estate with Nagaraj Anaya, your trusted Bay Area realtor and the founder of nagarajhomes.com. As a serial entrepreneur, Nagaraj's ventures include real estate, property development, and community focused initiatives. His work extends beyond real estate transactions to fostering long term relationships, empowering communities, and contributing to the growth of Bay Area. So, if buying a home has been on your mind, or you're thinking about an investment property, maybe you're in the process of selling your home, or just debating when is that right time to put your house on the market. Let's navigate this journey together. Call us in the studio at 1877 Wally 92. That's 1877 265 5992. With that, let me welcome Nagaraj. Hey Nagaraj, how are you doing today?
Hello, Sia. Hello, Bay Area. Happy Sunday. It's a Sunday afternoon. While the sun decided to take the day off, we are here to bring some light to your real estate questions.
Exactly. So we started 2025 on a hopeful note, which
Yeah.
continues. That's great. But there's little nervousness with these recent Google and Meta layoffs. So Nagaraj, in this scenario where, like, acquiring a Bay Area home is already very competitive, how
Correct.
can one avoid overpaying for a Bay Area home?
I think that's a wonderful question, Sia. See, main is you need to understand the Bay Area market dynamics. What is that Bay Area market dynamics? Is like supply and demand. The Bay Area's housing market, so everybody knows, is highly competitive due to a limited inventory, strong job growth, and a high income bias, right? And so that's why we need to understand even the interest rate impact also. A lot of buyers are understanding the interest rates are too high, but there a lot of yesterday also I was speaking to one of the client, he was thinking the interest rates are close to 6.25. No, interest rates are right now at 5.825 or 5.85, but higher interest right now it might be 5.85, but it is like it is not always will be 5.85, and it might basically it can change also, it can interest rates always can fluctuate. And one more thing is common myth what a lot of people has is like always the price keeps on rising. No, always a market conditions can corrections can happen. So always you need to research as home buyers needs to research so that which areas to find out. Listeners, we are live on a Bali 92.3. Myself, Realtor Nagaraj Anaya. And if you have any questions, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 877 Bali 92. So,
Yes, exactly. Like there's no time to, like now, to strategize some of the key decisions in one's life. So Nagaraj, yes,
yeah, so one is
we,
like, as I
we
said, understanding the Bay Area market dynamics needs to be done. Second is setting a realistic budget when finding your real estate property. That is very important, right? Because a lot of them underestimate knowing the financial estimates. Like they might sometimes estimate too low or sometimes basically estimate too high also. That's why we need to factor in their property taxes, HOA fees, maintenance costs before setting a maximum budget. And when you how do you set your financial limits also is knowing the current interest rates and knowing in the future the interest rates might change. Basically one of the thing is like always the interest when we purchase, right, we lock in for the interest rate for the five years. Normally it's a 30 years loan, but most of the people are going right now with an arms, right? Like arms are like 5-year arms, 7-year arm, means that are like amortized rates where the rates are fixed for that many years. Since the rates are fixed for that many of years, the rates will not change. So you know that what is your monthly payments for that many months, right? Or that many years. But what is the probability when the rate goes down? That also needs to be considered. So when you are considering that rates reductions, right? So in your monthly payments, that adds to your advantage to always. So that also needs to be considered. And the second thing is explore the emerging neighborhoods like areas like Award, Concord, and even the other places also like Newark and Fremont, or like again depends on the price things what they're looking for. Start considering the other areas also, Gilroy, Morgan Hill. So depending on the start exploring the newer neighborhoods. If you are not able to get your homes for under $1 million, try to consider all these areas. But if you're already on a 1.5 million ranges, then basically start looking for what kind of homes you can get it. Because if you're looking for 1.3 million and you want to buy something in Fremont, it might be challenging, single family homes. So we need to consider the neighborhoods properly. Proper research needs to be done. And one more thing is, go to a nagarajhomes.com, look, like basically try to understand what are the homes are getting sold, so that you have an idea, so that where the home prices are going in. And one more thing is, where basically when you're putting an offer, like basically when we're putting an offer, we need to study comps very closely, understanding that neighborhood last 3 months, last 6 months, how are the homes are getting sold. So that will give us an idea when we're putting an offer, because sometimes it might be too little, you're thinking it might go up, but it might sell for 200k, 300k also. Well, let me give you one example, listeners. Like recently one of my clients went into a contract this week in a Campbell area. This was listed for 1.7, but it was a fixer upper home. But we went into a contract with as little as like 200k higher. Like we've got it in a contract with 1.9, which is very good in a Campbell areas. So that is why understanding the comps need to be done properly. So all these things, and even more, one more thing, right? When you're presenting an offer, you need to personalize your offer presentation, like compelling, like basically understanding your down payments. Can you show it as a more down payment when you say to the seller? Because more down payment makes your offer stands out to the seller. Listeners, you're listening to Real
So
Estate. Yeah.
yeah, so Nagaraj, as you was mentioning, like, difference between a Campbell and then maybe you took an example of Hayward or Fremont.
Mhm.
So absolutely, they say first sign of a promising investment is location. So could you and you also mentioned the budget difference, right? There's 800,000 versus 1.9 million or 1.5 million. So can you take two scenarios and compare investing in South Bay versus Central Valley,
Yeah.
and also as to what kind of equity? Let's say with the same budget, one is investing, you have a choice between South Bay versus Central Valley. How would that person go about investing?
See, I'm helping out the buyers all the way starting from 650k to all the way to a 4 million, right? So basically, how do they go about it? Like one is the South Bay, is all the Fremont and basically all these areas, right? Like there, the prices are like basically starting from all the way, like the minimum, as I was talking about, if they want to consider let's start from the Santa Clara area, right? Like Santa Clara is
Mhm.
right now 1.5 million. We don't get anything right now. Correct. So means starting around 1.7, 1.8 million. That's what we are looking around these neighborhoods around. So if it's in a Santa Clara, 1.8, 1.9, Milpitas, 1.8, 1.9. But again, 1.6, 1.5, we do get it. It is not like we don't get it. We get around 1.5, 1.4. Then it is a more of a townhouses. Even for a $1 million, we do get in a Milpitas. I have a one listing coming of 2 bed, 2 bath in a Milpitas for a condo, but it is in a condo. So even in these areas, even for a $1 million, we do get a condos. It is not like we don't get any houses at all. We do get in a condos, but it is 2 bed, 2 bath. Depends on their family needs. They need to understand. But
And
if
what do you say for the appreciation value? Do you think 10 years, 5 years down the line,
I think that's a
where would that
I,
$1 million
I think that's a wonderful
fetch
question.
you?
I think, see, let me give you an example. In 2018, I was talking to this seller who was selling their condo in 2018. He had bought this condo, 2 bed, 2 bath, new construction in the Milpitas, new construction for 760k. In
Okay.
2018, he bought it. And now he's selling for close to 960, 980 around. So around, keep it around 300k appreciation. No, 200k appreciation, right? 760 to 960 is 200k appreciation. That is for the condos. But if we had invested the same thing in a single family home like 860, people who had bought it in an 860 in San Jose, now they're seeing the appreciation towards close to 1.6, 1.7.
Mm-hmm.
See the differences
Okay.
right now, right?
Yes.
So there's already a differences are there for us. So that is why there are two things always needs to think about it, right? So yeah, like it is like one is the are you considering the appreciation factor? Are you considering the right now comfort level? Because a lot of people are like blindsided. I want a new construction. and the single family homes are not a good place to stay because it's a lot of fixing needs to be done, needs to be upgraded.
Right, right.
So all plays the factor. It's all about the mind games. Actually, real estate is all about the mind games and how you take into it.
So before we go further, let me give the studio number one more time. We are talking to Nagaraj Anaya. He's here with us in the studio. So call us, join the conversation at 1877 Bolly 92. That's 1877 265 5992. He's a highly respected Bay Area realtor, mortgage consultant who's
Let's
helped
take a
thousands
call.
of clients.
Let's take a call. Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, welcome to the show. Name, please.
Yeah, hi. My name is Atul.
Yeah, hi, Atul. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, so thanks a lot for having a very great discussion between you and Priya.
Yeah.
So the last point that you were talking about, like I'm basically renting in the Bay Area and I'm looking for my first time house to buy, but I do want to be within the Bay Area because I work in San Francisco.
Awesome.
And so the idea is that my budget at the most, if I can stretch it, is around 900K. So I think listening to what you were saying earlier, looks like getting a single family home might be difficult.
Yeah.
So in that case, if someone is looking with this budget, what would you recommend between condo versus a townhouse? When I'm like you mentioned, many of us are inclined towards newer construction or the newer things that are coming up. So would you recommend any areas within the Bay Area, not going out, but staying within this belt of within the Bay Area where we can look at such options?
I think you can consider more towards the Newark side, right? Because for you from there to go to the San Francisco might be easier for you. Correct. So that's why considering the Newark, Fremont, and there's one more. I don't have the top of the mind. It's more of a San Carlos. They're not like so that area is also basically. Recently, we have put an offer near to the Hayward. Even that areas are going around 800, 850K. That's a single family homes. Okay, so if you are looking for more towards the single family homes, that areas maybe you can consider it. But if you're, because Newark side, you still get it for 900, 980 is what I can see, around 980K. 980K, you can get a basic starter single family homes. It might be older, 1960s, 1950s single family homes. You can get it 3 bed, 1 bath, or maybe sometimes it is like that is also one of the stuff what happens in the single family 990, 980K range. It might not have the 2 bed options. You need to think about in the future how you can add the one more bath. Okay, if you are adjusting in that stuffs, you can get a 3 bed, 1 bath in the Newark areas. There were a couple of listings which were 960, 980, which got sold. Maybe you can sometimes you can, even in as I was saying about the Hayward areas, also you can think about it. Okay, so all these areas you can look for single family homes. But if you're looking for a uh, condos and townhouses, let me give you an example. Condos and townhouses both are still a condo projects or a condominium. Only the townhouse and the condos difference is townhouse is like nobody stays on the top, nobody stays on the bottom. It's more of an apartment, like it's more of not an apartment style. Condos are more of an apartment style. Okay, but townhomes in that range are very difficult to get it, but Newark might be able to get it, but not in the other areas. And condos in this all these areas you can still consider. But only thing is condos you can start all the way from 680, 700 range. Still you can get it. I'm helping out one client for a 2 bed, 2 bath in the Newark area. All this for a 680, 690. And for maybe close to $1 million, you can get a good, nice townhomes also. But newer constructions, but newer constructions, even the Milipitas, if you're looking for a condos, you can come towards the Milipitas also. There are a couple of Milipitas also, you can get a 2 bed, 2 bath. But again, you're considering a 3 bed, 2 bed, all that matters.
Right.
So what is your options are you looking
for? For 2 bed.
2 bed.
But the main question is to do with the newness of the construction. Obviously, the main thing is 2 bed is okay, whether it's a townhome or it is a condo, or for that matter, it's a single family home. All of us know if you can get single family home within that range of 800 to 900 Only thing is, if it's too old, then obviously, like you mentioned earlier in the show, that many of us are concerned about putting a lot of maintenance. So the idea is, how does one balance that aspect of, let's go for something very newer constructions coming up, but then there'll be HOA, there'll be other things that are there. So any guidance you have for first-time investors within area who are at a budget?
Yeah, see, I think that's a valid point, right? Only issue would be with the condos is the HOA. You don't have the controls on the HOA. HOAs can be today might be 300, 400, but some issues in the community, HOAs can kick off to higher price range also for you. Right, so that is why HOAs are like basically you don't have a control, but only thing is you have something to stay in your house, right? Like means you got some house to start as a starter point. Even the HOAs also sometimes unexpected, or the condos also sometimes you might get an unexpected things. Okay, it is not like you don't get it, but single family homes is like you own your land or you own your place. For example, at some point of the time you can go and do the upgrades or whatever you want. And one more city I was telling you for 800K, right? That is the San Lorenzo area. San Lorenzo also, right, for 800, 900, right now around 950 areas, 950K, you get a good single family homes. Okay, so you can consider that one also, but only the HOAs is nobody knows what it is on the HOA, because it's again, that is why before you're buying in, start exploring about the HOA, basically understanding that communities, any issues previously, where there anything reported on that or anything new or new things coming up in that HOA. So that is where we need to review the HOA documents thoroughly, so that way you can understand if any future issues, you can go and address it. Or so if it is issues are there, so that you can avoid future issues, address it means you can avoid that communities.
Right, right.
So all this goes when
you.
All these things goes when you're buying a house. That is why working with a expert, right? Like they can guide you based on that. And as a
My last question is,
go ahead with your question.
My last question is about, the some other areas which you didn't touch upon. Example is East Palo Alto, looks very attractive.
Correct.
But are there, from your perspective, since you deal with this, is this the crime rate and all
that's
very high?
I think that's the reason I didn't bring it up. Last week also we did try to put an offer for, there was 650K, 660K in East Palo Alto areas. Okay, so that was the reason I didn't bring up. We tried to look at that house, and house price was very attractive in the East Palo Alto areas, as you said. It is sometimes even for 700, 800K you do get it, but only the crime related. That is why what you need to be doing is in the East Palo Alto areas or anywhere you do it, you need to look for a crime mapping website. Okay, go to the crime mapping website, understand what are the crimes are done, because normal things are okay, but sometimes the thefts in the house and other things are right. That is a red sign for you. Look for crime mapping. The second thing is go talk to the neighbors, understand was there any future last 6 months, 8 months, what were the issues in that around that neighborhood. So that way they can give you accurate information sometimes.
Thank you. That really helps.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for your call. And then we'll take a quick break and be back on the Real Estate Roundup. Don't go anywhere.
To buy or sell a property and for all your real estate needs, contact Big Realtor Nagara Chennaya, your friendly real estate guide. Nagara Chennaya, the one-stop shop for all real estate needs. Call 408-805-4653 or log on to nagarajhomes.com.
Welcome back to 2.3 FM. This is Real Estate Roundup with नागराज नैया. जैसा कि आपने सुना कि बिल्कुल टेंशन छोड़ो, और क्योंकि आपके साथ ही एक्सपर्ट हैं और वो फिलहाल स्टूडियो में मौजूद भी हैं, तो आपको बस इतना करना है. If you have a question, anything pertaining to real estate, you can give us a call here at 1877-92. That's 1877-265-5992. 1877-265-5992 is our studio number where you can talk to him, and he will just guide you with the right knowledge. And Nagaraj, with the population pyramid right now going up, is the housing crisis going to get worse? Especially, with perspective to boomers age 61, to 79 years.
Yeah. I think let's take one more call, Sia.
All right.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. Name, please. Hello. Welcome to the show. Your name, please. Yeah, yeah. Hi. Your name, please. Yeah. Hi, Asif. Welcome to the show. Please go ahead with your question.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go ahead with your question, Asif.
Area, right? School area with houses and in the designated boundary. But if you buy another house which is not in that school area, okay, and you move to this new house, um, but but you still want to continue on the old school, and you didn't sell the old property, right? So you have both properties on your name, and can you still go to that at an old school and a new house?
That's one of the good question. I think there are two ways to manage it, right? One is you need to go talk to. Recently, I got a call like this. What happened is like they were staying in the house and they vacated the house and they went to their grandma's house or something which is close by, and the county, the school district called to them and understand, like basically were asking them, are you still staying in that house itself? Okay, because they try to understand based on your water utilities bills and everything. From that they can track down where do you stay actually. Okay, if it is only for few months or a few months you're moving away, then you should be fine. But if it is like you're moving for a year or so, right, then the school district might have an issue. So better to talk to the school district and understand, is that okay for you, and or maybe you need to understand with the school district, if you're running as in a short-term rentals, and you're not staying there as an investment properties also, is that fine for them? So basically for the school district, they need your proof of residence where you're staying in. So that is where you need to talk to the school district and understand what are their rules and regulations on this. But if you're moving out, they would be able to find out based on your utilities and other stuff, then you might have an issue. But only for a few months, you can get an exception. But talk to the school district once.
I see. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Asif. Best of
Thank
luck.
you. Thank you for your call.
And quickly touching upon the boomers, right? Like what's happening with the boomers? US is right now experiencing a growing shortage of retirement homes and senior living facilities. If the current development pace continues, only 191K new units will be added by 2030, short of 560K homes needed. Okay, and many baby boomers, like despite being labeled the wealthiest generation, you know this, right? A lot of people right now are the wealthiest generation. 1 in 3 seniors spends over 30% of their income on housing, making them the cost burden. And developers also, like, we are not meeting the demand. High interest rates and the construction costs have slowed down the especially senior housing development. And one of the most like new retirement projects are like luxury developments. You are seeing that even the luxury developments for the retirement, right, are like more towards a wealthier boomers, and it is like morely towards is like 12,000, 13,000. Sometimes I've heard about the monthly payments also. And one more thing, what we are noticing is like 85 age group, right? 85 plus age group needing a basic care is expected to quadruple between 2040, right? And the nursing home staffing shortages are also going worsening right now. And these are making it harder to find adequate care. And even the increasing number of retirees will strain in Medicare and healthcare systems.
Oh.
So right now it's a lot of concern, especially for the many boomers are choosing to, and one more what is happening is like many boomers are choosing to age in their current homes. They don't want to even leave their current homes. Instead of moving into retirement, we have seen a trend where like most of them want to go to the retirement facilities, right? And this is also, since they're staying in the current homes, that is also is basically creates an additional demand for a home modification services, in-home care and aging in place solutions. So I think it's right now it looks like concerning for the senior housing, unless, because one more thing what we are noticing is like senior housing also resale values are not good. There is a lot of 55 plus homes around in Evergreen and other places. You can see that homes are sitting for a longer time, and that homes also even doesn't sell. And
Yes, because of that community's 55 plus limitation.
yeah, 55 plus limitations. And one more thing that what I'm noticing is a lot of times there's businesses around this, even the senior cares also, right? What they're doing is, I think last time I spoke to one of the expert also, and I did talk about that. What they're doing is like they're buying a single family home, some of them, and they're converting into four rooms or a 5 rooms for a old age case, or
Oh,
taking
okay.
for the boomers to take care. So it's a, right now is a concern. The way they look, the data looks, it's kind of a concerning. And one more thing is we were talking about the recently on the Central Valley, right? The Central Valley like Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto, Fresno, Lathrop, things also. We are already seeing how the Mountain House has gone up. Mountain House in 2015, nobody expected 80% growth. It's already
Right,
gone
right.
to 80% growth from 2017 data, what we are looking at. Latro, right now, it earlier it used to be under $1 million, under 800K. It was sometime in 2022, I was able to get a clients for 800K. Now I don't get anything for 800K. It's already more than $1 million. Mantica and rising, especially Mantico also right now is going on. So it's all the places around the Central Valley, South Bay, anywhere. Home is the one place, or the real estate is the one place will never basically cheat you on the pricing stuff. Always at some point of the time it will give you the return back for you. So that is why you need to plan properly and work with an expert who can guide you on your real estate investments. In that way I play the role. If you have any questions on your real estate investment, it can be buying, selling, commercial, anything on your real estate, you can give me a call. It's easy to reach out. Go to nagarajhomes.com and click on a WhatsApp icon to reach out to me.
So as Nagaraj said that please go to nagarajhomes.com or give him a call at 1-858-880-4577.
Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
Yes, thank you, Nagaraj. The Bay Area की गलियों में फिर निकलेंगे to take a sneak peek into the state of real estate on the show Real Estate Roundup next week, same time only on Bolly 92.3 FM.